So The Order Season 2 is now on Netflix. Today we are talking about that ending, the possibility of a Season 3, and I need your comments down below. How did you feel about this season as a whole? Spoiler-filled videos, so, it's ending explained, so what'd you expect? And of course, if you enjoy these spoiler-filled videos, let me know down below. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. But let's get into it. So Season 2 is a very different plot compared to Season 1. We kind of got away from the revenge tale for protagonist Jack Morton, and it focuses more on the Knights of St. Christopher as a whole. Obviously, we are picking up from where Season 1 left off, as everyone lost their memories completely, and even the memory of being a werewolf. And even though they spent the first couple of episodes regaining those memories, understanding what actually happened, and if they are learning the truth about what happened, we finally get the werewolves taking their place as the Order's enforcers. And even though the ending of Season 1 was disappointing for many, myself included, and it left us on a massive cliffhanger, it turns out that it was all just a tactic from Elissa for her to be able to persuade the Grand Magus Vera to induct the Knights. So even though it's something that bothered many before, it ended up being a positive, and it pushed the narrative forward in this season, which a lot of people are going to enjoy. And while it takes an episode or two for the action to kick in, this season gets off to a hot start as alliances are changing, new werewolves are being found, and there is a brand new class of magic users that end up rising from the ashes of the drama. So the distrust between Elissa and Grand Magus Vera started way back in Season 1 when Vera commanded Elissa to wipe the memories of Jack Morton and the friends. Vera says she was doing this to protect the people and help the Knights get control of their powers, but Elissa didn't necessarily believe that, and you have the fact that her magic was malfunctioning. So in comes Salvatore as Elissa learns that there is another way to use magic, one that focuses on helping people and extending your power as a gift to everyone instead of hoarding that magic as it has always been at the university. Elissa and her group are practicing, but they end up creating a rift in the magical universe, which increases the chances of a magic apocalypse. So the more they use their powers somewhat irresponsibly, the more there is a chance of things going really bad. So we get a face-off between Vera and Salvatore, and Vera doesn't know that Salvatore magically tied herself to the Grand Magus and plan on killing both herself and Vera if their little conversation later on in the season did not go her way. Jack, being Jack, steps in at the last second, but it's too late at that point. Vera already had shot Salvatore in self-defense, understandably, turning her into a martyr. So Elissa goes to take Salvatore's place as the new head of practice, and Vera, well, she leaves as well. So while all that's happening, you have Jack, Randall, Hamish, Nicole facing another issue. So in the middle of Season 2, something we haven't mentioned yet is the fact that Lilith sacrifices herself and stays in the demon realm to protect the rest of the world from a demon who feeds on the world's fear. Sounds a little bit like the comics when Captain America sacrifices himself for Thor and stays in. You know what? We're not talking about that. So they find a way to bring her back. This plan involves Gabrielle, who was chosen as a werewolf, but the group does a couple of group stuff, and they pull Lilith back to the land of the living. Yay, Lilith. Let's go back over to Vera and Elissa and see what's happening. Oh, it's okay. It's far less peaceful. Elissa takes Vera's magic in exchange for the Force Factorum incantation, and even though it goes kind of against everything Vera's ever believed in, she ends up giving up the spell. Now here's the catch. Elissa, she never wanted to give Vera back her powers, and as she is walking away, she is attacked by the newest of the werewolves, Midnight, but Gabrielle, and Midnight, who is controlling his host. He takes matters into his own hand after what happened and tries to kill Elissa. So she's laying in Jack's arms. She's given a choice, right? So you can either A, die, or B, give back Vera's magic, which would save yourself, but you're also risking what Vera wanted to do all along, and that's kind of reversing everything that you had just done. Elissa chooses death. So at the end of Season 2, even though the cliffhanger may not be as frustrating as Season 1, it is more epic and grand in scale. The world is on the brink of apocalypse. The one who could have stopped this apocalypse loses her powers. The other group is still in the midst of a fight, and Elissa is now dead. So a couple of questions that people have at the end of the season is, Well, is Elissa really dead? We saw the rip in her throat. It doesn't look like anyone would be able to survive that. But what we also see is the fact that Jack carries her into the woods and has a spell book in his hand. Now, while Jack is not always a guy with a plan, he always has something up his sleeve, and whether this is dangerous or whether this could cause massive repercussions for future seasons, it seems like Jack is going to do something completely irresponsible, but something that is going to save Elissa's life. So if I had to bet on it, Elissa is dead right now, but she will be back in the future. What about Vera? Did she get her powers back? Well, that looks like a big no. Usually she is swiping the doors closed with her magic. This time, Hamish does that for her, so she could either be, pretending that she doesn't have her powers, but it looks that Vera no longer has her abilities. What about Lilith? Well, she's telling Nicole, hey, listen, the demon realm is my home. Take me back to the demon realm. I am a demon. She's a demon. So yes, the big question was, is Elisa returning? And my answer to that is most likely yes. We get context clues saying that there is a good possibility that she will be back. We just don't know what the repercussions for Jack's actions is going to be. But I want to know, what did you guys think of the ending of Season 2? Was it even more baffling than the ending of Season 1? And do you believe the Order is going to return and solve some of these chaotic questions that we have? There's a lot of questions, and there's a lot of elements that fans are looking forward to. Season 3 was on track before the pandemic to return in 2021. We don't know if that's still the case, but as of right now, we know we have to wait at least a year to see the results of what happened in Season 2. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoy these ending videos and you'd like to see more spoiler content for these Netflix shows and movies, let me know. Support this video by hitting that thumbs up button, and I would love to do more. You guys are the best. Be sure to check out my non-spoiler review if you'd like to know my thoughts on the season as a whole, but they're pretty positive. I'll see you soon.